Another means by which nitrogen can be lost from soils is due to leaching. And leaching is simply the downward movement of nitrate through the profile with the water movement through the profile, or percolation of water. So the factors that affect nitrogen leaching or nitrate leaching is water movement, right? You need to have water movement through the soil and the amount of nitrate present. Kind of a no-brainer, right? So the kicker with nitrate movement and leaching is that, as you see on this slide, nitrate is negatively charged. And you learn that soils are negatively charged, right? They have cation exchange capacity due to isomorphic substitution and pH-dependent charge that arises in the result in a negative charge in soils. And negative charges repel one another, just like the two ends or two negative ends of a magnet. Good luck putting them together, right? They do everything except want to come together. The same thing holds true with nitrate, which means that nitrate readily moves downward through the profile, especially with water movement. And so there are some additional factors that affect leaching, and soil texture is certainly one of them. We typically see greater leaching in sandier textured soils. These soils, if you recall from your intro to soil science days, they have lower field capacity in terms of the water content that's present. So it takes less water or less of a pore volume of water to replace the existing water. And so it just simply takes less water to move the same amount of nitrate down through these coarse textured soils as they do in fine textured soils. In coarse textured soils, infiltration rate is certainly greater. There's oftentimes less runoff in coarser textured soils. And so when we deal with coarser textured soils in the environment, we tend to think of leaching losses as one of the major loss pathways for nitrogen. And so there are ways to overcome this by spoon feeding nitrogen slowly throughout a growing season in coarse textured soils, which people do often. And then, of course, there's always exceptions to the rule. And in some clay soils that are expansive and contractive, when they contract, you may have larger pores that preferentially open that lead to preferential flow and the carrying of nitrate downward through the soil profile.